let's make it a good one, eh? Before we start, let's do a quick review of your instrumentation panel. Launch, and I and your fellow pilot trainees will see you when you touch down.
Initiating launch sequence. Please stand by. Launching in 3, 2, 1.
Well.
Altitude.
Looks like you're off to a good start.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
So, you think you have what it takes to be a pilot for the Firehawks? Trucking cargo from one settlement to another isn't gonna cut it. You're gonna have to do more than that if you want to join our ranks. So, we've set up a marksmanship course for you to run. If you complete it, you're in. If not, we'll blow you out of the sky and recover you with a drone after you eject to teach you a lesson. Now, get ready to launch.
Initiating launch sequence. Launching in 3, 2, 1, engage.
Altitude.
Your first target is an easy one. A small grouping of 6 large fuel tanks on a ridge not far from where you are now. Take out the fuel tanks by any means necessary, but try using your guns first. Before you start, I should probably give you some tips. The worst thing you can do for yourself in the heat of combat is to stop moving. The more you move, dodge, and weave, the harder it will be for the enemy to track and hit you. So while these first few targets won't be shooting back, you'll want to make good habits as soon as possible. Also, if you miss your targets the first time you go past them, Put some distance between yourself and the target, and then turn around to go back for another pass. It is better that you make multiple quick passes on the same target than to risk flying too slow and get shot down.
Collision warning. Altitude. 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 Collision warning. Collision warning.
Pretty easy, right? Next target will be... There's a
Altitude.
divot in the terrain where a capacitor has been built for target practice. Because it's in a divot, it will either take a high-angle dive attack or a specialized missile to take it down. Switch to your secondary weapons and lock on to the capacitor. Once you've got a lock, make sure you have plenty of distance between yourself and the target. These missiles are smart enough to know when they are fired in a gravity well and will go into top-down attack mode. This will allow you to hit targets in tight spaces.
Altitude.
Not bad. But those were nice big
Altitude.
targets. Let's try something smaller. On that same ridge is a formation of derelict vehicles we've set up in a mock Overwatch position. For this target, switch to your tertiary weapons and try using the bomb to take them out.
Altitude.
Mark her up.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
All right, boys and girls, let's cut the chatter. Y'all got your patrols to do, so let's get the launch sequence started. Alpha Wing, you're first.
Roger that. Buckle up, people.
Bravo Wing, you're next.
Initiating launch sequence. Launching in 3, 2, 1, engage.
Alpha Wing, we got incoming communications that your escort target is dropped in the next zone over. Proceed there now.
Affirmative. Vectoring for course correction.
Bravo Wing, your escort target is still en route. Enter a holding pattern around the station until I give you the go-ahead.
Wow. Look at all these long haulers. It's getting busier by the day.
Can't say I'm surprised. Word is the Soul Confederacy is assaulting the border worlds right now.
You don't actually believe those rumors, do you?
Call me crazy if you want, but shortly after the rumors started, the traffic around here picked up. And the amount of sensitive equipment piling up in the docking bays is increasing.
Well, that would certainly explain why there are crates of guided missiles all over the hangars right now.
Collision warning.
I'm telling you, something is up.
All right, Bravo Wing, your escort target has arrived. Mark her location on your HUD.
Roger that, Station Control. Vectoring to rendezvous.
Siren, this is Goddard, checking in. Siren, this is Goddard, checking in.
Thermal warning.
Soul Confederacy. It's worthless. I gotta tell you, I never get tired of these news. Republic, Confederacy. How does the moon cut its hair? Different names for the same thing. Eclipse it. You forgot to top off of it.
You don't have enough salvage to cover the cost of losing your current loadout. I cannot authorize you to fly. Please choose a less expensive loadout.
Greetings, starfighter. You've been recruited by...
Oh, would you knock it off already? We've got a job to do.
Jeez, just trying to liven things up a bit. All right, time to get serious, I guess. Systems online, kinetic nets online, capacitors charged. Let's do this.
Initiating launch sequence. Please stand by. Launching in 3, 2, 1, engage!
Greetings, pilot. I'm Lorne, the Heliosiren's mainframe AI. It's about time we got you into the air. Allow me a moment to review your mission schedule. Ah yes, here we go. Our first objective is a weapons test, and it seems we'll be using our friendly neighborhood mercenaries for target practice. Very well then. I'll mark the location on your HUD.
Incoming. Incoming. Thermal warning. Thermal warning.
Target location reached. The fuel tanks are your primary target. Anything else is a bonus. We've only got so much time for this mission, so let's be quick about it. Make the first pass with your cannons.
Altitude. Altitude. Collision warning. Incoming. Incoming. Altitude. 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 Incoming. Collision warning. Altitude. Incoming. Altitude. 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 Incoming. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
out their pilot. Now for your
Collision
missiles.
warning.
Lock onto the next group of fuel tanks and take them out with your missiles
Altitude.
on the next pass.
Altitude. 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 Incoming. Altitude. 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 Incoming. Altitude. Altitude. Collision warning. Collision warning. Altitude. Incoming. Collision warning. Altitude. Incoming. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Not too shabby. But we've got to get on the move. The reaction force we anticipated is on its way here. Proceed to the next location on your HUD.
That's it.
Altitude.
You should have a clear line of travel to the target. The
Altitude.
generator will be at the top of the warehouse. Take it out and the door should open.
Altitude. 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 Collision warning. Incoming. Incoming. Altitude. Altitude. Incoming. 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 Altitude. Incoming. Incoming. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
The warehouse doors are open. Be aware, I'm picking up
Altitude.
increased chatter on the mercenary frequencies. They are trying to call back the fighters launched earlier. Let's get in there and grab the cargo.
Altitude. 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 Cargo tractored.
You got it. Now get back to Glenwatch. One moment. I'm tracking fighters returning to town.
We can't let them know where you launched from. You will need to take them out before being permitted to land. I recommend climbing to a higher altitude.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude. Incoming. 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 Thermal warning. Thermal warning. Thermal warning. Incoming.